Okay. So I'll get to the conceptual. Just one moment.
So what I understood is you have a class. That class which is part of the models .py. So that class is you define there by inheriting another models class. That's where your table is formed, right? And each of your attributes that you define there will be the columns for that table.
Okay. Correct.
Then,
correct. Yeah.
then in the view, what you do is you call that as an object, okay? And when you call that as an object, you are basically loading that full table into that view. And there, from that, you put it into a dictionary, and that dictionary, you return it as part of the what you call the HTML file, so that it renders when required, something like that. This is the overall structure,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. At the view, what happens? How to tell it? This is a slight point which I correct. At the view, it handles the CRUD operation. So that's why this is the CRUD function, which view is just acting as a manager which handles the request from the client, and that request allows you to create that's the CRUD functions. Okay, so the request is coming with a route, and that route is tied to the appropriate view function. Okay, so you have add.
Hold on. The request is tied to a route. Okay.
The request comes. Okay, when the request comes, the view is understanding it with the route. Okay, the
got
route.
it. Okay.
Yeah, from the route is tied to the view functions. Whatever you want to, whichever code wants to execute, that is the one which the route is tied to. So here, I mean to say, like if we go to the view, see this each view has one route. Okay, the request is coming with that route, and then this view function is executed. Okay, same way here, and this is for the landing page. This
So
is
which is the route here? Index is the route.
index. The route is coming from this file URL stuff file. See this. These are the routes. /admin to go to the admin page. This is the landing page. This route is product.add. So whatever occurs in the URL is the route. Okay, the URL path is the route, and that URL path here is in this URL patterns. It links that path with the view function. Okay, here is views.add, views.update, views.delete. So that's the name. So this is a CRUD. This create, read, update, and delete. So what the view does is it links that and picks the corresponding function and executes it. So the view is just allowing the route, the URL spy is allowing the appropriate view function to be called. Okay, so basically the view is where things are happening. Okay, and inside the view you code. Okay, inside each of these view, add, update, index, you code what intended outcome you want. Okay, so in this case, one is the read. Okay, one is the read. Another, so the read is coded like this. At read, we are picking all product objects.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah. So all the records. Okay. Fetch, the context is set, and the view renders. Okay. When it is rendering, it is sending that HTML, the corresponding HTML with that context, which is just the data, back to the request. Okay, back to the requester. So this is the get operation. Typically in HTTP, you have the get, right? So there is a get operation which happens. So the HTTP request and HTTP response. Okay, and when the request comes as get, the response goes back with this. Okay.
Now, so this, can you just track this for me? This render, request template index, whatever that is.
Okay.
So it is basically an
inside,
render is you are importing here, correct?
yeah,
Import
we are
render.
using this import render, and it returns that what the render is going to do is it will render one HTML, okay, and the HTML here is here. Okay, we coded this HTML, but inside this HTML we have got one object called context. Okay, that context is passed along. The context.
Where is this? I was trying to search that. How do you search that?
Yeah, see, here is products. This is you look for the collection. Okay, you look for the collection or you look for specific objects. Here, this is products. Okay, now how do you search? Typically, this is not defined anywhere. You'll not see, except it says one name. Now, this name is there in this context. So this is that name. Products, the yellow one. Yellow one is the context, and colon, the data is this white.
The data.
Yeah. So both together, the dictionary is called the context. Now when it renders back, it knows, okay, it'll come here and will execute.
In the HTML file, it's only the value that is there. It's only the value.
It's not only just the name. In this value, this value is now passed to the Jinja template where it is looped through with this for loop. Okay, and we are saying we are pulling each value with product.title, like this is your index. Each record in this set of rows. Okay, and then you sort of unpack or each value, each column value. So you have the model which is unpacked here, like product.title, product.description, product.price, summary, field, like that. And when you have to unpack and access the value, I mean, there is a row.column reference. Okay, row is this index here, index of this for loop, and row dot column, when you have to fetch individual value, use the double flower bracket. Okay, so this is how, and here, since this is inside a HTML div, okay, this is a card, so it appears like a card. Now for this card, div class equal to card, we are using the bootstrap. Okay, like this is the bootstrap, and it's inside this base, which is coming from the content delivery network. So this is CDN bootstrap 5 version. Okay, what it does is it will look for various types. Okay, which can be various content. It's a template language there. Okay, or a template framework, not a language. It's a template framework, and that framework is accessed in your index. So here, that is what I mean as class equal to card. Okay, so this whole div, the way you want it, the card body, margin left, is where we went to bootstrap. We went to bootstrap. Normally, you don't have to remember this, but you go to this particular bootstrap, okay, getbootstrap.com. What developers do is they come here, okay, look for a specific type of UI. Layout, grid, yeah, these are various UI components. Okay, so you have things like nav bar. Okay, this is a navigation bar. So the code is here ready. Okay, so and then card.
This is the code for what?
For different UI components. Okay, different user interface components. Now here,
so here we are using a card, right?
This one is, yeah, we are using a card. So you see this card. Okay, the sample is here. That means there is an
Okay.
image, the card title, and some button in blue. The
Hmm.
code is here. So we lift this and put it out there. So same class equal to card. So where Bootstrap is really contributing is this class. Okay. Class equal to card and class card body, card title, card text, every that predefined format is already there. So class equal to BTN means button. BTN primary is this blue button. Okay. And this text. So this copy, just copy this and put it there, and you'll see that same UI like this will appear. Okay. So here we use something, we not fully used it, but we set
This
class.
is what is returned, right? This is what is returned to the client when
yes,
as part of a response.
As part of the response, yes. And this is made easy with Bootstrap. That's all.
Got it.
Okay.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay. And the value, always you are going to access the individual
See,
column.
you have written your product title, description, and all that, right? But it is not declared anywhere in this file, correct? Title, description, price,
That's
summary,
because,
feature.
a good question. That's because this is template definition language for loop. Okay, because it's inside this flower %. Okay, there's a for and an end for here. Okay,
right.
So inside the for and end for, this is index of the loop. Okay, when we say for product in products, this is one index which will automatically declare to the records here, the collection here. This is products, right? So for product becomes one row of this row set. The context is giving you a result.
This is the object, right? Products.
Products is the context, what we sent.
Context, what we send back. Yeah.
That typically is a table. Okay. This typically is a table. And each row of that table is set to this formula.
Yeah, instead of for I in products, we just say product and product. That's all.
So product and product. So then this product can be unpacked with individual columns here like that. Every value, when you were to access a specific value, you use double flower wrapping that particular reference. So here is product dot title. So
what this will do, it will just render that on the client browser.
Yeah,
correct?
it will render on the client browser, and you will see that it's the entire output of the screen. So let's run this. Okay, so to run this, terminal. Here we go to the desktop. Let me close some screens here. Just hold on. Okay. We here where our app is. Okay, manage PY is here, and what do? We start the virtual environment. Just 1 moment.
So when you see crudely understand virtual environment, I understood the procedure, but basically what you are doing is waking up the server and making it wait to listen to user input, right, from the client side, correct?
Yeah, we're just starting the Django server, correct? Yeah.
Django server, correct? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So Okay, the virtual environment is up now. Okay. So from here, we say Python run server. Okay. Manage .py. It's the other way.
Sorry.
It's
Manoj, Python manage
manage.py run server. Run server. Oops. Right, like that. Okay. So this starts the server. Okay, now server is up. Okay, so we'll go to the browser, paste the URL. See, this application has come to the landing page. So you see the screen, right? So in fact, here what you're not seeing is there is a card. You see this separator. This is in a certain format like this. It's slightly the way it is. And then each record has a edit and delete. So the name of the product is A4 paper. Okay, the description is A4 paper. The fields what we access here, no, is appearing here. The price,
Okay.
like that, all that, and
the title. The A4 paper is the title, basically.
Title, and each of the product names, one after other. Okay, so this is the products.objects.all. It just fetches everything and it shows up here. Okay, and this is the index.html. So index.html got rendered with the records. Okay, and at each record level, we also see where we put this block body. Okay, so see inside this for loop also we put two links for the update and delete. Okay, so these two links are the ones which is appearing here. Edit, which is your update. You see at the right bottom here. At this bottom you watch it. See it appear. That's your update link, and this is your delete link. Okay. So to generate that link, we have got it this way: update slash product.id. Now you might ask, where is this ID? Django provides you the ID by default for every record. Okay, I repeat that. Even if you create a model without the ID, at every model, the Django model
just creates an index, like you create an index in
the primary
data
key. Yeah, it creates a primary key. That's because the framework is designed. Yeah, framework is designed like that. So then you can freely go say double flower bracket product.id. Okay, so and that is in the route. So href means anytime this a tag is there, this is a hyperlink. Okay, href equal to is always in HTML. It means that you are going to use href or hyperlink reference here. So that the base link like localhost, the port and all will be there. So part of the landing. But what you can build up is like the route. Now this is what I mean as a route. Now route is the URL here. Update slash means from that port localhost :8080 slash update will be built up. Okay, slash update slash
Hmm.
product.id. So this is accessed with the flower bracket. So its value will correspond to every row. So if you see this side, if I place the cursor here, you see update slash 1 at the left
That's the
bottom.
record ID.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. If you keep here, it's update slash 2.
Oh.
Update slash 3. So that's your product ID. Okay. So this is the value in the database. Okay. So then here is delete. So if I click on this, it will remove this record. If I click on this, it will go to route again. The route will be built with this. Okay. So that means by user click, it's going to generate this slash update slash 1, and that will become my new request from the client browser. Okay. For which what happens? For which, if I go to URL spy, see, we have designed the path to say that slash update slash any index. So this is a formatter. This is just clearly a syntax. If you put like this in the urls.py with the path, it will correspond to whatever the user clicked in, whether it's update 1 or update 3 or update 5, like that. Okay. So that's this generic syntax. What we're telling here is with this path, when this route comes like this, let's say update slash 3, link it to my update view. So the view is like the manager which takes the route in for this click, and for that click, it will execute this view function. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
what happens there, what we have written in update, so here is our code in update. Okay. So the view code is saying update request comma ID. Okay. That means whatever ID came in, you get that specific row with that ID. Okay. And pass that row to the product model form. That means from here, we have to do a couple of things. One, the product model form is called. Okay. Now, what is this product model form? The product model form is a class which is similar to the model, but it is a model form. It's one of the Django model forms feature. Okay. And if you see where did we create it, you might ask. Okay. I will show you. Now here. Okay. And just let's go back here. This is where we just started at the first place, right? We created the model. And where was the model? Everything is very well organized. The model is here under models.py. Model is here. All the place where models can be found is in models.py. Okay. But we also have a forms.py, which Django allows you to create. Okay. A file with this name specifically, forms.py. And inside that, to create the Django model form, you need two things. One, you import the model. Okay. Import product. Okay. We imported product. And this syntax is telling that from this file means from dot models. Okay. This is purely syntax. From dot models means from inside this, import my product which I created. Okay. So I have the model here, which is the product model. And from the Django library, Django framework, from Django import forms. Okay. Now, the developers at Django realize that you have to create a form. Okay. So they just made things easy by you can create the form like a class here called the Django model form. Okay. So when you create the Django model form, here is what you have to do. Class, whatever model name here. My model name is product. Okay. It could be account, it could be person model, anything. Okay. So class, if my model is something, use the same name. model is product. I'm using product model form. So a Django model form is here created by class product model form. Within bracket, I inherit forms.model form. Forms.model form. So what it gives, what Django forms module gives is a submodule called model form. Okay, so I can use it as my base class or my parent class and create my child class. Okay, this is OOPS concept. Okay, inheritance. Inheritance. So when I create your own class, car, you inherited from vehicle class. Okay, truck, inherited from the same vehicle class. Here, product model form within brackets, forms dot model form. This is how a Django model form is allowing you to inherit. So when you do that, you can then, all you have to do is inside, okay, point the model to your model name, which you just brought, okay, and point fields to the individual fields of this model. Okay,
columns.
These columns. Here it's called fields, corresponds to the columns of the model. Okay, so think of it. I have to name a model. I have to name the fields which I want. The fields are corresponding to the columns which I defined at the model. Okay.
So let me repeat what you said. What you're saying is
the model,
so this
point to a model, which is your model name, product here. Then the fields are the fields of that which you want to see in the screen, fields of that model which you want to see in the screen. These names are correspondingly same to the model column names. Each field corresponds to their model column. It's like saying every field on my form is my database column's name.
Okay, if I miss one here, what happens?
If you don't want, you can comment. I mean, you can pick whatever columns which you want to display. Okay, let's say you don't want to show something, you can hide it. Okay, so no problem. But the easy way to tell is fields name the column of the model. Name the columns of the model. So title, description, price, summary, featured. Each of that is the name. And by default, these names will appear as a field name on the form. Okay. So this is an easy way. You don't have to do any, if you see, one syntax is sitting here, meaning class meta, pure glue code or syntax. Okay. This whole thing is very well structured. So whenever you inherit, you just say the first, this is one more, nested class here called class meta colon. If every time you create a Django model form, the very next line is this class meta. Okay. And then on, you just identify model, the name of the model, and the name of the fields. Okay. Now, this is the way a Django model form is created. Okay. So here we have created a product model form, which is pointing to the model called product, pointing to various columns which you want. And that's what appears here.
That's okay. How are you wiring this to the...
Good question. So once this is created, right? Now, watch, everything else is from the view. Come back to the update, okay? And you will see this. You have to import, see this. From my app models, I call the product, I import the product, which is the model. I can same way import the product model form. Okay, from my app.forms. From my app.forms, whatever class we created here under forms, this class is getting imported into my what is this? my model, my view. Okay. So at the start of the view, earlier we had imported render and all that. Now we also import the model and the Django model form and the product model form here. Okay, in this case. So when you come here in the update, we fetch the models row set, okay, specific ID. We fetch the specific IDs row here, products.objects.get. Okay, product is row. We fetch the form also. Okay, so when you pass this product to the form, you can say that Django allows you to read that whole record into the form. Okay, so when you say get means this is that specific row where you clicked. Suppose the route you clicked /update/3. Okay, this row is fetching that 3 and going to show it on the form.
Oh, okay.
No, you see this or none. Okay, request.post or none. So now what happens here, inside your view function, you will see a pattern called the get and the post. Okay, this request can run through two times. First time, see, I'll show you. You'll see it in action, then you'll understand. Now I am a user, I'm an end user. I want to click this particular record. I want to edit it. Okay. And I click this edit. The route went, it fetched the row, it showed the product model form. You see, I repeat once again. Okay. See, I'm at this record. Let's take any other record. I click here, update/update/3. You see that? Now what happens? Step by step, I'll break it down. User clicks here, the get is fired, the row is fetched, the product specific row 3, which has notebook page 192-25 in notebook of Prabhu. That record is fetched. The Django model form is rendered with that record. So there is a get. Okay. So in that get, the empty template of the form, one side, the record of that specific product you click the other side, both come and is rendered back. Okay. So that rendering
But how do you
happened.
not mix up both? Like how do you
come back here. So what I mean, what you have to understand is this run happens twice. This update is fetched now the first time. At that time, it is the request has got 2 cycles. Request.get is this or none. Okay. Request.get happens, request.post happens when you write back after modification. Okay. So when you at this record at row 28, instance equal to product means that specific box of pens. Okay. Whatever this record is, a notebook. Okay. Notebook is pulled by instance equal to my record product. Okay. So, and when product model form goes through request.get, which is this none, okay, get, it fetches now this form object as the record inside. This is where it gets merged. Okay, so this form now represents that form fields and the specific record you clicked it. Okay, so initially, now what we're going to do is we're going to use this as the context. Now watch here. If request.post, so it requests not on post right now. So it go to the else. My context form is set to this form. So first time request dot the status of this request is request.get. Okay, so it goes through this. It comes to the else part. my context object is now set to the entire form. Okay. And we say return the update screen along with that context. So at this return render that result back is happening on the update HTML and the context. So the context now is at step 1 fetched the whole result and sent it back to the end user. So that's how you're seeing this. Okay. How you see this? The empty product model form is there, and that product instance of the product means that specific notebook record is now merged and rendered. Who rendered it? This view rendered it from here. Okay. So first step is over on this update. So the record is now available for me to modify. Now let's say if I'm changing this to 1 or 200 page notebook. Okay. Like that. Now that, and I save. You see. So when I saved it, my values got changed on the screen. Okay. And it pushed that value back to the server. Okay. So that is step 2. So in step 2, your request went to post. Okay. The status of the request, whenever HTTP write happens to the server, request is always request.post in status. Okay. So it runs through once again. So then it finds that, okay, it fetches request.post. Okay. In request.post also, whatever the values it knows. This request knows whatever the values it is. Form is now having the data which I have modified 200. Okay. So then it comes here. The context is reset. Now, if request.post, I check and validate if form is valid. These are standard methods. Okay. Standard functions. Form dot is valid.
Python functions,
Yes, Python functions where it is available in the Django framework. So form dot is valid because form itself is coming from the Django model form. So form dot is valid means what it does, it checks whether you put the correct type, like suppose data types and all that and then if it's all valid, it's going to save. At save, it will write to the SQL database here. Okay, write to that database, DB-like3. So save. So step 2, the save happened.
Save is also the typical Django function.
Yes, typical function. These two are all the same. It's glue code. That means you don't change anything here. You just put it back. Okay. So if request.post, it'll check if it is valid, it saves to the database and it redirects back to the index page. See, we named the HTML as index. So then return back to the landing page. This index is your landing page. So what happened? I'll go to step 2 once again. So I'm here. So let's say I am modifying this to 30 pages. Okay, so 30 pens. Okay, box of 30 pens. Sorry, this 25, but let's say the price is changed here. Changed to here 250. So now at step 2, I modified. Now at step 2, the user clicks save. The form goes and the request goes to post. Okay, so request gone to post. And what happened? At step 3, you rendered or you redirected to the landing page. Understand? From step 2, you have now gone to step 3, where the write happened to the database in step 2. Okay. At step 3, it is fetching the whole page back. That means you've been redirected to the landing page and a HTTP GET happened on the landing page. Okay. So that's what this is, redirect. After the save, redirect index. Okay. And when it gets to, when you're It's like you've gone to that welcome page. You've gone back to the landing page. So what it will do at the
It'll do a
welcome,
get.
it'll do a get. It'll do this index. It'll go do product subjects all and render the index back. So when it rendered the index back, it knows the latest value. That's fetched from the database. Okay.
Okay.
So this are the 3 steps. Okay. First step, we are getting an empty when you click the link. Okay. We modify at step 2. The post is happening at step 2. And at step 3, we are redirecting. Okay. At the redirect, it fetches the latest value from the database and shows. Okay. So this is how the store is updated. Okay. Works same way for anywhere. Okay. Because these are HTTP in action. Basically, you're doing HTTP request and getting HTTP response. The get and the post are the HTTP standard. Okay. So why we put none is there are other also. The none is all you can typically even memorize this because post or none.
So which is glue code and which is not? How do you?
Almost
which is glue code?
Everything is glue. In fact, the way to understand, the easy way to understand, I'll tell you, get the product model form and get request post or none. Okay. The 2 types when you are getting and posting the form and rest everything. This is a completely glue code. Okay. What happens here is you don't need to bother. Just lift and put it there. Understand what's happening. It fires twice. It goes to the post. I mean, first goes to the else part. Comes here. If request was post. Okay. If request not post, I mean, that's the add here. If request not post, the first time it gets the read. The initial instance of that page 192 that came. Okay. The second time, this is step 2 where you're saving the post.
Got it.
Okay. Suppose you put a wrong thing, the is valid is going to else here it will show form.errors. Okay, that means it will tell you, oh, you have put some wrong data and it'll error. And third one, that means if you saved successfully, you come here, it is going to after the save is a redirect. After the save is a redirect. Okay. So that's all the code in update. Same way for the add. See, the add code is almost the same. Okay. Add means what will happen. You see, add is kept here as a separate link. Okay. So at add, you are shown an empty form. Okay. And you are now going to say, okay, let's say marker. Okay. Green marker, something like that. Okay. Price is, let's say, 100. That description, feature, save. So record went. You understand?
Add you just added a row.
Added a row here, it got in there. Okay. So my point is here add works
show
the
me
same
which code
way.
executed now.
This is the
add,
code.
this is the code. Let's go through this.
First step, you call the product model form post or none. It went to the same first read happened but no data. So when in update, you're picking the specific ID which is passed, whereas in create, you don't have it. The form was empty and you're going to do a new record there, right? So that's all to it. Now the form alone is empty. Whatever is on that form is going to be posted and you save it and then you redirect back. Okay. So the first time
the empty when you do the add, only an empty form is rendered. Correct. That's all.
Yes, empty form is rendered. Yeah. So the form product model form, the empty form, that add HTML and that empty form is rendered. That's all.
Rendered. Then after that, it's the same procedure as update.
Same
from there.
Yeah. Same as update. Between add and update, the code is exactly same. Only thing in update, you have to get that instance of the record and pass here instance
That is
is
it.
equal
You
to.
pass the row ID along with that. That get ID
That's
equal to ID.
correct.
Here it is
Yeah.
just a blank form.
Just
Okay.
a blank form. That's all. Everything else is the same. Now,
I think you explained to me last time also. Now
mm.
it's I'm remembering. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no issues. Okay, so here blue marker, green marker, everything is there. This is how the CRUD is. Okay, nothing more to it. Nothing more to it. You can add additional validations if customer specified that. Okay, here is delete. Okay, delete works. Let me explain delete. In delete, you pass the parameter like this, the argument as request and ID, the specific ID to delete. Okay. There is one more Django function, get the object or 404. Okay. And you pass the model and the record ID dot delete, it will remove the record from the database. Okay. So get object of 404 is one more Django function. What it does is the ID you pass, it will get, okay, because this we are talking about is delete. Somebody might have deleted just before you, things like that. So there is a chance that the record you delete is already not there. Okay. So they have defined something called get object or 404. 404 is a record not found. Okay. In HTML and HTTP, when the get and the post happens, there is also a HTTP delete. Okay. So in that delete, the object
You
not
get
found,
what?
page
You
not
get
found.
202 return, right? When you do a delete. Instead of 200, okay, we get a 202.
202, correct. Yes. 2024, something like that. The object is not there or page not there is 404 typically. So they built
That's
a
right.
function. They built a HTTP function around that, saying that get object or 404, and you pass the model and the ID and say delete. So the delete will remove it from the SQL database. Okay. So, and then we are redirecting back. So you can see that also. Suppose we delete this. Okay. See the route is /delete/7. Okay. It goes through the same path which we linked in the URL spy also. In the URL spy, if you see delete /int:/ID angle brackets, this is a route and my views.delete. Okay. So this, without this, it will not work. Okay.
Okay.
So
Obviously, you have to select a row to delete, right? Yeah.
That specific row you have clicked, and it'll pass it as a parameter to this view function. It'll go to this view, take that request, comma ID. Again, get object or 404.
It's a Django function.
Yeah, Django, and everything is blue except this model as we called correctly.
Yeah, this is a table. From table to table, it's different. Okay.
Right. And each of this is all the same for every delete. Okay, you don't have to do anything more. So when it is deleted and redirect. So as you can see, majority of code is templated. It's like very structured, and you can build same way. Okay,
Yeah.
the CRUD is easy once you understand it. It takes some time to wrap your head around that, but definitely the
there's so
CRUD.
many moving parts. There's a view, there's a form, there's a model, there's URLs. But then once you are introduced to all the characters, it's easy.
It's easy.
But you tell me there's one smart sheet, right? One smart sheet, that application.
Okay.
That's Excel online.
Excel. Yeah. Smart sheet. Okay.
Smart sheet. So that's also like, that's a good table. When I was seeing this, I was just remembering table, basically.
Okay.
That's also a table, right? It's a very lot more larger table. They made the entire Excel as online. It's a very beautiful. Yeah, you use smart sheet.
Smart sheet looks like, see, we have a Oracle product which is a smart view, which goes into the planning module. Okay, typically enterprise performance management is the cloud module. And inside we have what's called smart views. And even Oracle's offering as a Fusion application, the smart views. Smart views are having Oracle specific functionality, meaning from an Excel you can upload it. It will just appear and you can further do what you can do in an Excel inside the Oracle's application. Smartsheet.
And that is rendered on a browser, right? It is opened
In a
and managed
browser.
in a browser.
Yeah. Correct.
That's the exact same. Smartsheet is the exact
Yes.
same.
Yes. Yeah. So inside Oracle calls that a smart view. It originally came from Hyperion, an acquired company in 2007 or so. Yeah. So here, Microsoft, many of these companies who have their application try to include the Microsoft functionality. Smart View is what they called it at that time. Even now, it's called Smart View inside Oracle Business application called Fusion Suite. So into the Fusion Suite, it's there. Into the EPM suite, it's there. EPM used for planning, planning, budgeting application. Let's say the most of the state governments use Oracle in terms of planning, budgeting. It's a very much sought out product. EPM suite. Okay, they acquired a company called Hyperion. The product was also called Hyperion. You know our Premjit? அவன் அங்கிருந்தா வந்தான் Oracle.
Hyperion,
He worked with Hyperion in the US.
What's the spelling?
HYP. இப்போ அந்த ப்ராடக்ட் இல்ல, Oracle acquire பண்ணிட்டாங்க அவங்க. So he came through that acquisition into Oracle. He is not there. He left also.
He left Oracle, huh?
Amama. He left Oracle. He went into Celonix. Celonix. He is with Celonix, I believe. Last I met him, he was with Celonix. He went in Chennai. He went. He came. So then
I met him last December.
Oh, is it? Okay. After that.
Oh, every December he comes to Dallas. I don't know why. Yes, some kind of a.
இப்போ Celonixல is some top position. Okay, so he travels. He goes to Europe, meets his team, and that time he's traveling.
ஆமா, யூரோப்ல தான் டீம் சொன்னா. His team full யூரோப்ல இருக்கு. நான் அங்க போயிட்டேன். Germany ஏதோ சொன்னானே.
Germany, sorry, Germany. Germany is where the Germany is where that Celonix is headquartered. Yeah. Celonix is having.
So what do they do? What do Celonix do?
Celonix, no, they are into process automation. They have a product which reads your logs and understands everything that way. Even though the main one of the chief into it. So
architects,
basically they look at all your logs and they're easy to understand all your changes. It's from the data, what do you call, the analytics side. He was with advanced analytics. See, after he joined from Hyperion, he got into Oracle Advanced Analytics. Okay. Using even products like R and all that, right? So Oracle has an advanced analytics and they built the analytics side a little more. Okay. He was into product development, product management there. I think he grew upward to product management and all that, and he moved out to Oracle. Okay. He moved out to Celonix. So Celonix.
He told all that. He told this German thing. He told it's a process automation, and also told about some data engineering there. He told all that. I forgot everything.
I think he visits his brother is in Coimbatore.
Coimbatore, right? He manages some old age homes and all that, correct? Something like that.
I don't know, but he told something.
Rajosh.
Celonis process mining, the process intelligence and mining. This Munich, Germany.
Munich, yeah.
Munich, Germany, New York. The country head is, they have an aggressive plan to grow in India also. The country head is an ex-Oracle also. I worked with her in Oracle. Anita George, she left also. In fact, she left. And the recent, I met some of my old Oracle folks. They gave me the latest. So Celonis, American German data processing company, headquartered in Munich and New York. Okay. So this is where a bunch of Oracle folks went. See.
So one main guy goes, he takes his team along with him, right?
So Premjit went there. I don't know what's the latest, but yeah, this. I was looking to partner and all that, but let's see. They have plans to go big in India, like 1,500 plus and all that.
Developing offshore development center.
They have. She was heading. Anita was heading the India. She was a country manager in India, and she moved out. I think this. They read your ERP la ella logs இவங்க read பண்ணுவாங்க. Okay. So from there on they're building their this offering. Process mining.
Exact word. He used the exact word. Process
mining. Process mining. They have
பயங்கர ஹைஃபையா இருந்துச்சு அப்பா ஒண்ணுமே புரியலன்னு விட்டேன்.
Process analytics, process monitoring, management.
What should they do? They will just go through the logs and understand the customer's workflow.
Good. They have a platform into which they are feeding the data. Okay. And from there, I think analytics they are charting out. Anytime, see, I work with some mining inside Oracle also. Okay. In fact, we did it for gold mines in Australia. Okay. I worked as a project, some below which we are supporting Asia Pacific at that time. So I worked with some directors in Australia where they were doing process analytics for mining industry. So at that time, one more product was acquired at Endeka. So that.
என்கிட்ட கூட இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய லாக்ஸ் இருக்காஜி. அதை வச்சு என்ன பண்ண முடியும் சொல்லு? I get tons of logs and I have to have a tough time understanding it actually.
See, there are some pointed solutions also here. Or from the Oracle perspective, I'll tell you. I take one example, Boeing. Okay. Boeing will have several parts. Okay. In their inventory. So in a plane, if they go through the entire logs, what all parts got changed, service analytics can be put. Okay. And based on that, you can identify what your, from the inventory side, let's say any org for that matter, not just Boeing, where your spend is, you can classify the spending. Okay. This is called spend classification. In a large set of collection of inventory like Boeing, plane lay 450,000 parts. Okay. And the parts, if you see the inventory can be categorized. Okay. If you take inventory categories is like laptop, desktop can be classified like software, hardware. Okay. So from the top, they can understand, are we spending more on hardware or are we spending more on software? So if they apply that concept to Boeing, where are we spending more? Okay. So spend classify panita, they can control and understand, oh, this is where they have to cut down and things like that. Or the analytics will show the data. So Celonis has the log mining. When you mine, you can understand that where the.
Is it so difficult? Aren't there any other enterprise CRMs which can easily tell you which part there is maximum spend? Why do you need data mining from logs?
No, data mining is a big thing because with ERP, the large ones have lots of information. With yes, the ERP inside
You are
Oracle
cutting
is
a check, no, Ajay? You are cutting a
upfront.
check. You.
No, from the data mining standpoint, the ERP application is also having upward integrated with these analytical products. That's what this Endeca product that they took is now into the Fusion offerings. ERP is offering, the cloud offering. That's like all the power of analytics is coming to the sea level. Like last time I showed you the sunburst visualization, all that, the powerful visualization is available part of the ERP itself now. So these solutions have come from the mining side and now into the FC. ERP in a transactional, right? Now the ERP is also analytical from the last several over a decade. Now ERP is analytical as well. So these folks go into mining. Mining in Ramba, we are talking about uh, categorizing. They can mine. This is one example of spend classification. They can mine your orders. They can pull meaning out of it. Okay. Yeah. So in this case, they mine the service records and find which is a faulty part. See, uh, some time back, if you look at it, Toyota's some special uh, category of car had sudden acceleration. Okay. And it was found that from the service parts that, okay, a faulty uh, brake pedal or something like that was the reason. Okay. Uh, the whole range of vehicles were recalled. Okay. So whenever you come across reputational things like this in Japan, they recall that particular product, right? All the cars is
Yeah.
pulled back. See, the
Yeah,
amount of
yeah.
losses are, I mean, you can't even quantify. It's tremendous. So they want to proactively understand where the faults are. Okay. And how do they do that? They look at data mining. They look at your service records, mine to find where the faulty part is so that they don't incur any, recalls or losses in that side. Okay, so this is the power of data mining. Data mining applied to even mining industry. We took it that way, where the analytics will show, okay, take the gold mining process. In this, our solution is mining operation intelligence. We created a specialized industry-specific solution, or that I work with product development of Oracle. But here we were prospecting in Australia with mines. The mines have ERP, but they don't have this capability of analytical. Okay, when they are about to cut the block of ore, they have to know what is the percentage of silicon, what is the percentage of these gold in that block. Okay, so because it's a huge pit and the mine has various blocks and the quality of the ore matters because if you take that block, you'll get very little gold, right? So they can classify with this sort of records, like and put the analytics as percentage of the ore. Okay. So once there is various processes inside. See, if you take that mining industry, there is drilling, there is hauling. The trucks haul that ore to some point, and so the blasting, drilling, hauling. Okay. Each of that process, finally, the ore is kept in some sub-inventory locations under the mine. The various levels, stockpiles are there. Each stockpile they can classify by percentage of gold, percentage of silicon in that stockpile. So this is like 3%, that's 5%. Like that, they can classify. These percentage very, very slightly only. But it is very, very useful because mining operations are very expensive. Okay, it's one of the largest industries in the world. Okay, We are talking like 200, 300 billion USD. That's the range where it is. Okay. And since these are like very costly and the equipment cannot fail. Okay. Let's say a hauling truck failed, it is not going to bring that over on time. Okay. Or let's say one of the drill which is used in the drilling process fails. So they cannot have any point of failure. Absolutely, it's going to be very expensive for them. Okay. So they want to proactively know which machine can fail. So the service parts is what you mine. The service records you mine. Same with the Toyota example. The service records you mine to find where the faulty part is, and proactively, based on the analytics, the way it goes, they can say that this is now to be maintained, or you have to, change the part, your process is not capable. They bring in all the statistics into it. Even I did one part of it in BHL, where the process capability of valve stems were measured, and we put it in a Six Sigma and all that, saying this is okay. I mean, it was a part of an ISO audit. Okay. So then every 6 months, the ISO folks the auditors want it to be certified. You have to kept, after certification, it has to be kept at the same level. So this is
Ajay, tell me one thing.
uh,
I am missing one point here. See, you are getting this analytics to do something for you, correct? There is a what I understand. There is a
uh,
reality which is mining process
mining.
logs, or it's a real mining data, whatever. You have some
Uh,
data,
uh.
and then there is you have R programming and Python programming, which
I'll
is
make it
pulling
very
that data.
simple. I'll make it
Hmm,
very simple. You
hmm,
are measuring, okay? You're
hmm,
measuring what your key operations, key processes are, and
hmm,
you're telling this is capable, okay? And
hmm,
in doing that, if suppose the valve stems coming out of BHL are not within tolerance,
hmm,
okay,
hmm.
then it's not just the machine, the whole process is having risk, okay?
Understood.
So,
But how does data, your big data mining, all that
hmm,
helps? How
hmm.
does it work and how does it help?
You collect the data. See, very important part of a data mining is to collect data. And
Right?
companies like
Okay.
these
Hmm,
Celonis and all, they are looking at your logs to collect the data. Okay. So
okay.
mining means you are having, I mean, Oracle has some R. I mean, there is a log miner. There is a database uh,
Hmm,
product separate for mining also in Oracle.
hmm,
I so it keeps record of all your what do you say, orders, invoices. It can look at various business objects and
okay.
collect information from the logs. See, here you're not doing the transactional. The
Hmm,
transactions entity, the
hmm,
model, which is like in this case product,
hmm,
that's feeding to a transactional system.
hmm,
Here we're looking at changes alone, and then we're looking at logs. It could be like, see, any change is recorded in a data warehouse.
hmm,
Okay. Where did
hmm,
data warehouse concept come from? We are not
hmm,
looking only pure business transactional systems. We are
hmm,
looking at auditing level logs of
hmm,
that order. The order was created on that. The
hmm,
order got revisioned, revision 1, revision 2. If
hmm,
you do those changes, it's
hmm,
not, the transaction need not care. I would have changed now. I changed the price from what, 200 to 250 or something, correct?
hmm, hmm,
The transaction kept only the 250. It did not bother that, yes, it was earlier 200 and now it got changed. Whereas
hmm,
the auditing system or the logging system will have at 9:30, the price was this. At
hmm,
9:32, the price became 250. Okay.
hmm, hmm,
These two are audit records, or the log of it is, if you choose to have, you can maintain it. So in the my teams, the Salonics people or whoever going behind that change record is parked in the data warehouse. Are you getting? Meaning you have one single notebook, which was 192 page before, and now it's 200 page, right? The ERP system is just having the record of it only, right? Any time, point of time, sorry, the point of time, if you go, you can see, okay, this is 250, okay, or this is 200 pages. Nobody knows that it was changed from there to here, 192. Whereas the fundamental principle of data warehouse is you keep both the records in a data warehouse. What it was before, what it is now. Okay. So then the data warehouse increase in multiple fold. For one notebook, I have as many changes happening in the data warehouse. Right? Now the data warehouse is huge. Okay. It's typically an audit information. Okay. Now you start mining that, you get some more intelligence than the current ERP
That is what
system.
how you see. நீ சொல்றது அப்படியே கான்டாக்ட் சென்டர்ல அப்ளை ஆவாஜி.
Okay.
We have a bunch of reports, okay, where we have data which is data based. Okay. And therefore we pull the reports and get a lot of insight. But then there is tons of data which is just event logs. Okay.
See,
but there is no what is that databasing of that. And those event logs are all part of another warehouse. Okay. Now I want to, how do you see when we troubleshoot, when beyond reports, we don't understand some problems why it's occurring because the reports are not establishing it. Then we have 5-10 engineers. They know these keywords in those logs. Okay. And the keywords வச்சு சர்ச் பண்ணி சொல்லுவாங்க. ஓகே, இது பிரச்சனை இருக்கு, இது பக் வந்துருச்சு, டிஃபெக்ட், இல்லாட்டி இதனால தான் ஆயிடுச்சுன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க அவங்க. அதுக்கு ஒரு 10 பேர் வச்சிருக்கோம் நாங்க. ஓகே, நான் வந்து இந்த லாக்ஸை பார்த்தேன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க, எனக்கு வந்துட்டு the logs are so well kept that from the logs we can make ladder diagrams. Okay. We can make ladder ஒரு 2-3 பட்டன் தட்டினா it is in what is that, Kibana. Okay.
Kibana, elastic search. Okay.
Elastic search Kibana. Okay, so அதுல அடிச்சா எல்லாம் வந்துரும். ஓகே, ஆனா வந்து ட்ரபிள் ஷூட்டிங் வந்து you need that keyword search. ஓகே, keyword search அவனுக்கு தெரியுமா, அந்த வேர்ட் வச்சு இது ஏன் இப்படி இருக்கு அப்படின்னு சொல்லி அவன் பிடிச்சிருவான்.
ஓகே ஓகே
ஓகே. So it is aligns with what you are saying. I was listening to what you are saying and trying to parallel it with what I am working on for day to day. Now, what code you write? That's the part I don't know. What code you write to extract that intelligence? What do you? That's the part I don't understand. I understand the overall.
Okay. See, in terms of mining, there are mining products here. Data warehouse products. Okay. Base is still SQL only. Okay. It's just an Oracle uses SQL. Okay. And when you're writing logic on it, see, Oracle space, they have products for data mining. Okay. So the data warehouse products, data mining products are going to be used in such systems where you need the data warehousing capabilities. BI, or Oracle's BI, business intelligence, is the warehousing dashboards on the front. They bring the packed along the ERP lines, they're canned dashboard reports, okay, predefined. And those are coming to the Oracle database where they have material views. From the technology side, there are specific business objects like material views on your data, and where you will allow you to create star schema and all that. Because when you're trying to from the business application side, when you are trying to create reports and dashboards, you have a layer where you will have that end user layer. Okay, this what I mean to say, you have terminologies which is like star schema, snowflake schema. Okay, where it connects orders to invoices and then creates a star sort of pattern. Okay, or it connects the orders to suppliers or customers. So that layer is basically what's what's built with material views, okay, because it's not just the ERP transaction, it's a view of that transaction that is stored in an analytical data warehouse, okay. From there, there is an end user layer built where the report shows that presentation to the end user report. So in terms of business ERP applications, like the HR, finance, CRM, each of those pillars have analytics, which is coming from the BI apps, business intelligence applications have been, they've canned it along with the ERP. Okay, so now every pillar has, or every module, HR has HR analytics. Okay, CRM has CRM analytics, which is now available.
So on the data mining tool, if I just expose it to the logs, it will build its own schema and wiring, everything. Is it? It will build its own.
No. That's a good question, because one is canned applications having these capabilities. You're selling the product which already has all this, and you're using, end customers using. Another is, if you are purely on a ERP system, you have to build the warehousing. Okay, because the plain transactional ERP as a software does not have all the if they implemented, okay, an ERP system, some reports and dashboards, some reports are there. There's no guarantee that there is an analytical warehouse. Okay, so when that analytical warehouse is there, the warehouse will now integrate with the ERP system. Correct. From there, the analytics can be formed. The mining capability is not. I mean, Oracle's current offering, if I talk about Oracle offering, it's got all the capabilities now and some solutions into it, like spend classification. These are specific solutions by audio. Okay. But the mining itself is a separate product. It doesn't have that seeded into the standard offering. So if you see in the standard deal which gets signed off, in an ERP, some capabilities are there. The analytics are there along with each module, but those are canned, meaning whatever is offered is only there.
Out of box.
Yeah, out of the box. Yeah. But if you see an enterprise, there could be several such data mining opportunities. They will have to do it by themselves. Yeah. And that's where these fellows have come in, like Ceylon is sort of, they're running behind those logs typically. And
there they find opportunity. Yeah.
their opportunity is process mining. So process analysis, process mining, they built around that, the company. But here in the industry, it could be he's having Ceylonics Studio or Business Miner, AI, everything is packing now with the AI also. More so process designer, process log. If you implement in any project, like where I was in LA, they had an oil trading application, and that financial part of the whole drama was into the Oracle ERP. So when you see, we built a process integration. Okay, that means that here is specific to the business process, because there's always a gap, right? That customer might be doing, okay, in this case, in energy trading, one counterparty is, meaning they'll buy and sell oil to the same party. Reliance oil வாங்குவாங்க, Reliance-கே sell பண்ணும். And that the same customer and supplier is the same guy. They have the specific terminology, counterpart. So all the invoices coming in could be customer sales invoice, it could be a payable invoice also. Okay. That means revenue வரலாம், இல்லைன்னா payment can also go out. So this is counterparty sort of thing. So then specific to the industry, there is nothing. Okay, so we built an integration for it, and then the processes came, each invoices came like that. So, and that process integration was built on a SOA suite. So when you do the integration of the process, even the process dashboard will show, okay, first invoice came, second invoice, the third invoice came, it shows that. any changes, any update on invoice, that also comes. So the process has a start and an end, it keeps running, right? Nobody is mining that. Here, the Celonis like product goes and monitors that and starts logging it. I mean, if your logs are there, they'll just read from the logs. I talked to Premjit. He was saying that we read from the logs. Okay, so and this is what their products are doing. Celonis product. So and they have their own minor AI also is into it now. Celonic Studio, bespoke views, custom dashboards. They go after the custom, simply put. Okay. Whatever you build custom, they read that and then they come with their own visualization, all that. Event collection or whatever. I have not gone into further details, but just I tried spending some time in what they're doing. I was looking to see if I can partner the same order management, everything. I mean, across industries. Yeah, any company has all these things. What is process intelligence, BI. Everyone is running after some customers in the market with their offerings. This lady has left actually, one Anita George. But all I know, some of my ex-Oracle folks are still there. Whenever the main guy goes, he takes his team and goes. That's what's happening. So they have good
growth. It was a segue.
They have a growth plan in India. Yeah, aggressive growth plan is there. Premjit is still there, I believe. I don't know what is his latest, but yeah, WhatsApp, you can reach out. Yeah. But this is what it does, the mining side, process mining. Looking at logs. அந்த லாக்ஸ்ல இருந்து மாடல் பில்ட் பண்றாங்க, லாக்ஸ்ல இருந்து அனலிட்டிக்ஸ் பண்றாங்க. அவ்வளவுதான். AI இதுல கொண்டு வரணும்னா much like predicting the stock market, right? AI looking at all the data, building, fitting an algorithm to it, they can predict. See, none of these guys fit anything. Okay. When you fundamentally, when it is AI, okay, here also is got AI. They would have come to those offerings recently. What should happen to define what should happen is reading logs. Yes, this seems to be telling process reading and intelligence. Okay, but that's still not AI. Okay. The moment you build a model, the model learns like one person. Okay, this is where this part, I have to look out at the tolerance in this part. So the AI has all the data. One major part of AI is you have to collect all that data. Two, you have to fit an algorithm and predict. Okay. So doing that, you have to feed to the model all that you can do at 80-20 test trained split or 90-10 or whatever split.
It boils down to the same thing.
Proving ChatGPT like you have to build that model to now sit and predict. Okay, if you build a process mining GPT, you have to build, you have to crunch all the data, and with its algorithms, now it is proven to predict when the next failure is upfront. Apply it on, let's say, an oil refinery. There are several valves and everything, IoT-based valves monitored and all that. With the data, we have to predict where the next failure, which valve could burst out. Okay, where a failure of the whole refinery could be costing you barrels of oil, right? So they don't want to go there. They want to do AI-based. They can build AI-based models and use statistical modeling to predict where the failure is, test and train it very well with the test data. And I mean, the training data split at 80% or 90% of the volume, train it with the test system. Okay. Sampling the remaining 10% is used for test and make the model understand. Now the model is now built up in a way it can predict, okay, because it's seen all the data. Now, when the pressure temperature varies in a certain manner, it's going to say, hey, this valve is going to burst out, or this component is going to fail. That's all to it. The ultimate goal in a refinery could be, like, it got the IoT data, pressure is varying, temperatures are varying, wind speed, or, all this IoT based things which it is looking at, the data it's looking at the data, it has to proactively prevent a failure. Okay. So yeah, that's on the maintenance side. Predictive maintenance, or what is that? Regular
Preventive.
Preventive maintenance is what it is to do. Okay. It means you have to go service that part, things like that. It can send out alerts, right? That's what it does. Okay. So these solutions are all running behind that. So please underline it. The modeling statistics is applied. The statistics can indicate. Take an example of a camera manufacturer like Nikon. Okay, sales is booming. Okay, everyone is buying EOS or whatever. Canon or Nikon. It can apply to both. The lens, lens is bigger. The professional is buying lens. At one point, the data is telling me, oh, sales is going down. What happened? If you look at what the root cause could be, a faulty camera lens, okay, manufactured. Okay, so some point on the sales went down. So if you put everything together, they can track it down to from where the product failed. Okay, so preventive maintenance is very important that way. If they had known that, they could have reverted or averted the losses. That's what it is. If they known the faulty part upfront, so your predictive maintenance is one.
You think as a CEO will not have inputs from the field? He will have, right? Who or anybody? They will know this faulty camera, faulty part in a car, faulty part in an aeroplane. They will know, right? There are many channels for them to know, isn't it? Why should big data be the source to?
No. Not all cases CEO is on top of it. No, forget it. They're out of scope. Because if the CEO knows his stock is right on the line, right? He would be the first one to jump in. Now there are cases where the known thing they're trying to do some campaigning promotion to fix it. Okay. If they know, okay, they'll give some campaigning in that region. West Coast sales is down. They can go try to do some offers and all that. Faulty things are not known upfront. They can fairly say this is from their experiences, this is what typically happens. But not necessarily the same thing is the reason or underlying root cause may not be the same. See, I take one example in this conversation. 2020, year 2000, Air France used to have a Concorde. Okay. The British.
They shelved it, right?
They shelved it. The whole
because
plane.
of that accident. Yeah.
That one accident.
Fastest.
If you see the root cause of it was, do you know
tire.
what happened?
Tire.
How did the tire fail?
I've seen a video on that. I forgot it.
Okay, same here. I saw the video and the whole program. The previous plane, which was on that runway,
left something there.
Left one angle about a feet and a half long, maybe a small angle about a feet long, 2 feet long. One engine part fell on the runway, and they did not see this in the takeoff of the air. I mean, the Concorde totally went into flames. And they stopped the whole program from it. Was a British or a joint venture or something like that only brought the Concorde. So So these things are not always known. Accidents do happen, right? So how can we see? You again see, go, this is a big program, right? It's like 2 hours or so, somewhere on the YouTube videos, it's there. But
Yeah.
not everything is known. So in case of large industry, the big industries, mining, the process refineries, or the oil refineries in the Middle East. One of the largest companies in the world is what is it? Saudi Aramco, the largest oil producers. They keep on producing barrels, barrels, barrels. Their revenue is like 300 billion. Okay. So they don't stop, right? So then the cost of any failure is very high. The refineries, again, they're refining oil and selling. So, I mean, all of latest and greatest of technology is put on their, systems, you know. So, so predictive is a big area. Predictive, especially with the AI. AI is still only as close to the accurate reality. Reality, I still find there's one more guy here who's working with some insurance provider. He keeps on watching the market, and he says that you cannot predict. He still is convinced. Can fairly understand patterns. See, from a human intelligence also, we can fairly get to the pattern. Okay. It's like telling that what he gave me as explanation, that day how the road will be cannot be predicted, right? You can tell certain things. You can tell it will take so much hours to reach a certain place. All that is done with prayer. The prayer is only telling. You know what you know until that point. You can tell the model will predict with fair level of accuracy. Actually, model,
Percentage probability chances.
yes.
There's a 80% chance of
Correct.
this event
Exactly.
happening.
Exactly.
Yeah.
80, 90, even it can predict only from what it knew before, and you can get a fair level of an accuracy. Okay. But it does not have things like extrasensory perceptions, right? To tell that this is what is going to happen. The uncertainty is always there. Okay. And it can only predict from the data. Now the world is only shifted to the data oriented prediction, right? Looking at logs or looking at audit transactions. You can predict, but the reality is like the stock market. If the stock market, they say that the interesting aspect of a stock market prediction is like this. If everyone knows what the price would be, okay, then
It changes the behavior,
that
right? It's
changes
like,
behavior. Exactly.
yeah.
There is that's a thing, because that itself is not the price. Okay,
That's
if
not.
I said the price is something, because all of them will go buy it, that will change the price. It changes the price there itself. Okay, so knowing it also can change that behavior and come to not accurately predicting. Okay, so these are not constants. We have you heard of Contopian? Contopian is one platform. What these algorithmic fellows have done is they've given an open market prediction algorithm platform called Contopian. Contopian.
I think you told this about me last time. No.
Not
No, not
exactly. It's a
this.
company that aim to create a crowdsourced hedge fund by letting freelance quantified analysts develop, test, and using their algorithms to buy. Now, what they have done is they got one award around it. Okay, so that means if you predicted and I predicted, let's assume for a moment. Okay, uh, let's say you predicted and you have an algorithm and I have an algorithm. These guys have got a community model where they got an award. See, this and other what is that? There's one more like this. Event. What happens typically is a championship. Okay, an event. They'll give a scenario and they'll put an award money. Okay. Now your algorithm wins or my algorithm wins. Okay. What they do is if let's say you win, they give the award to you. So this platform is built like that, a community sourcing, and they take the best guys, algorithm, and they go into the market predict. Okay. Telling this because
Oh.
nobody knows what is exact, right? So once they get him the award, they take this and go to do the volume trading. Okay. So this what is, I know it's not coming up. Contopian is quite doing this from day one. Okay. So if they maybe it's coming up slowly. Okay. So it's a community, Contopian community, and if you are into this has got some advanced series here. Okay. And there's also courses out there. Okay, leaderboard course. So they basically gamified this. Okay, they gamified this, and then they take that algorithm and go into market. Okay, there are some courses around this, and yeah, I mean, basically
Stochastic calculus for finance. Oh
all
my God.
yeah, all the advanced things are here, but you can see where they take it, they can predict market, and still, basically they are chaos and market complexity research. Okay, so they are running behind AI and modeling to make sense of the chaos. What is it? Okay. Making sense a bit. Basically, this is existing, and because for anyone, if they predict accurately, that's what they can make better choices like that. So they encourage a community model where they use all this machine learning, right? Yeah, it's an interesting site to watch. Basically, so many algorithms, concepts, and all that. There are some courses around this also. Okay. Yeah, if you want to go into it, a simplified course from Jose Portilla. It's a Udemy course. I learned some courses from Jose. Basically, time series predictions and all that. He also has a Contopian course, so that can be checked. Okay. The main domain is stock market. Okay, where of course it's all about trading. Okay, so this is where it is. So they have this leaderboard model. Yeah, so these guys are top. That things like that you can check it offline, but definitely something you can explore. Contopian algorithms. What they do, they take this and make the trade. No, then they got back the money, right? So they got back in multi-fold. Still, there's one statistician here in our apartment. I meet him. His name is Prem. He works for not some pharma company. Okay, basically he's into something in that side, doing statistical modelings and all that. He was interested. Hey, you're doing course. I'll come in. I mean, I meet him very rarely. So he's into all this advanced statistical. They're using those concepts in the industry. Basically, he was interested to teach also, but I couldn't get much of him. I met him a couple of times. That's what Mallu guy from Palakkad. Yeah, very brainy should be. Yeah, those folks Palakkad around. They are pretty much
Crooks,
into.
crooks and civil servants.
Is it? I see. I
The
don't know.
TN session told, right? But what are people from Palakkad? They are cooks, crooks, and civil servants.
Is it? Nice.
He told that
Nicely.
in the interview.
Is it?
What are
Oh.
Palakkad people? There was one more guy from Palakkad, right? Somebody. He said they are either cooks or
Okay.
crooks,
I see.
or
I
civil
see.
servants like me.
Interesting. Is funny to think. So, I mean, there's a lot more into this. We don't want to get in right away. But this platform as a course from Jose.
One day I need 72 hours, Ajay. What to do?
Portilla. Jose Portilla.
You know what job I do in my day job? I do nothing related to what you guys are all talking and all.
அப்படியா?
ஆமா, அதாவது கான்டாக்ட் சென்டர்ல வேலை செய்யறேன் நானு. I know that it's not going to last for long, but we do all that contact center stuff now. It's nothing, no code, nothing. It's just you have I know the domain fully, right? Whenever somebody says there's a problem, I just nothing required for me. நீங்க எல்லாம் பேர் ஏதோ இதெல்லாம் சொல்றீங்களே, லேர்னிங், ப்ராபபிலிட்டி, ஸ்டோகாஸ்டிக், ஃபைனான்சியல் மாடலிங் எல்லாம் லைஃப்க்கு எனக்கு இட்ஸ் another universe actually.
It is more from the statisticians.
Yeah.
Where the statisticians got into the computing now. That's where this all stuff.
Correct.
Yeah. And
but I want one formal course in that. அது என்ன படிக்கிறதுன்னு தெரியல. ஒரு formal course in mathematics.
நிறைய இருக்கு.
பேசிக்ல இருந்து வா.
From the basic you come into one level, and then from there you go into the advanced level, where you're using the compute to apply that concepts. That's where it is, So these are some folks. 13 more. Can check this guy.
Okay, all data science machine.
Yeah, all data science, machine learning, and Python courses. Who is most known for Udemy? His courses are like, Signa. Okay. You can see. இதில் Quantopianல ஒரு கோர்ஸ் இருக்கு. That's what I was looking for. Algorithmic trading. That's Quant Connect. This lean engine. This might be some, because that platform. Our boot camp எல்லாம் வச்சிருக்கான். That's NLP. Quantopian. இந்த வருது இவரோட கோர்ஸ். You can get to know that more there. இருக்கு, இதுல நிறைய இருக்கு. See. This side, time series prediction. This course side. He turned out a lot of courses. Some of the online Udemy folks, they are really good. They're really good.
Jose Portilla.
Yeah. Master class. Data science. Even other folks.
So Quantopianங்கிறது வந்து ஒரு
platform,
community model. அங்க இவன் கோர்சஸ் நடத்துறானா Jose Portilla?
இல்ல இந்த கம்யூனிட்டி மாடலோட கோர்ஸ் எடுத்து he has done. The community model, it's a community, so many people contribute. This is maintained by some other folks.
So there are courses there, right? So his course also features there. Is that what you're saying?
No. Quantopian as a platform is a community. He has made a course from there how to go. You contribute themselves are giving courses here. You see, sample lecture.
Math courses la irukku
idhula irukku. This is founded by some folks. I don't know. It's a community. இதுல இருக்கு courses. Okay. But இதுல இருக்காது. These are all concepts. When you apply it on a market, it goes from even real mathematics to advanced cutting edge.
அந்த மேத்ஸ் கத்துக்கணும் அழகி. ஒரு கோர்ஸ் படிக்கலாம்னு பார்க்கறேன். Full basic course. Just to not for any money, just learn mathematics.
Correct. Where the AI side of it, I learned from two other guys, I'll tell you. Kirill Eremenko and Hadla. These two guys. See, Kirill Eremenko and this is Hadlan. He's a French and that guy is from Australia. This is their Udemy course, DSAI. This I did, I think 2020 or so. Yeah. 2019? Yeah, 2020, like that. Just before COVID, I was doing this. And then, like, this guy is from University of Paris, Hedlan. He's a PhD. Okay. PhD, but they've been doing courses like these two guys. Data scientist courses. Right. I learned from them. Yeah. GitHub la kuda irukku content. Machine learning course, had learned quantitaves. Yeah. Irukku nariya irukku. I mean, don't have to.
Yeah. One lifetime is not enough.
I wrote that book. I have a book, no? I wrote that over a period of time, crunching so many courses. It's like too much. Some of these are, even if you look at the mathematics of it, IIT professors are, அது புரியணும்னா கொஞ்சம் அட்வான்ஸ் லெவல் அது. கட்டிங்
என்ன டாபிக்ஸ் அது? அந்த Bayesian multivariate calculus,
Bayesian is one side. The rest others are another side. That's what the Bayesian thinking is. But basic advanced mathematics you'll come across things like what do you say?
Infinite series, partial differential equations, vector calculus.
When you try to minimize, maximize, optimize. Okay, optimization is where soft max, that a terminology. Okay, you will come across in argmax. That are mathematical terms you will have to come across. As the IIT professors teach, they put some content. In IIT they teach all these things. The advanced mathematics. Argmax basically, simply put, if you have a matrix, okay, let's say there's a Bayesian about it. Okay, all that. Just make it simple for you. Bayesian statistics, Bayesian curves. Very simple manner, I'll tell you. இப்படி இருக்கு 3 dimensionல. இங்கதான் மேக்ஸ் இருக்கு. Okay, so like this. Okay, so you see this. Let's so they call it argmax or softmax. So there could be multiple points, right? So in reality, it's not like this, right? Reality is like very much you don't know when you go collect the data. It could be like let's say like a
Lot more
GAT,
scattered.
like a GAT section. Okay, it could be very
Multiple ridges.
yeah, ridges like that. Correct. So then you have to find where the minimum or maximum is, right? So this is a academic max. Okay, Inga. But in reality, things are happening all over the space. Let me just see if I can pull one diagram about the reality. Anyway, okay, take like this. So optimization means, so there are 3 minimums, 2 maximums, okay? Which is the absolute max? That's the one. Okay, which is you have to identify where the absolute minimums. Among the minimum, you have to optimize to find where the minimums. So Bayesian search என்றது ஒரு டாபிக் இருக்கு. Okay, so argmax na இந்த argmax, that minimum maximum. Optimization is finding the gradient descent is going from the max to the min. This is stochastic gradient descent. I'm sorry to use terms. It's
Stochastic.
like
Okay.
stochastic means moving. In my book, I'm explaining it like this. For Alpine ski resort, okay. Bear with the story, okay. But you feel free to stop me, okay. Suppose Prabhu is on the top here. You are learning to ski. The rest of the skiers are gone. I mean, right. Initially, the learning rate is slow. This is called one of the hyperparameter called learning rate. Initially, you have that crawl, walk, run, right? So the learning rate is, I mean, initially learning rate could be higher. Okay. This is the rate can vary up and down, right? So at some point here, the descent is happening from here, here, here. So here the obstacles are even more, right? There's a gradient which is very steep. So stochastic gradient descent, you have to descend. So what's the learning rate? The learning rate is also high. So like that. Okay. So then you go till the minimum. This small narrative is what's called as stochastic gradient descent. Okay. So the whole objective is starting at some point and finding where the optimized max or min is. Okay. In this case, minimum. Okay. That when you apply it to the industry, okay, it's like take our Derek, our senior. They have a product called Cerebrum. The whole idea is to find where oil is. Okay. If you see the oil companies, they'll drill here, again they'll drill here. They don't know where. Okay. Now I'm talking about Bayesian search. Okay. Using Bayesian statistics, you can get to see if I take a matrix, okay, rows and columns, I can make a 5 by 5, which 25 holes I can drill on the terrain to find where the oil is. Okay. But if I've been drilling on the wrong place and the oil is there on, let's say 4 by 4th location, how do I know where the minimum, where the oil is supposed to be, right? So using Bayesian search, you can locate. Okay. So the algorithm matters. Which algorithm? So Bayesian algorithm is used here. So among the AI, you collect all the data, you put it on all the gradient descents and you optimize and find where the minimum. This is the narrative. In software IT sense, it's just few steps. Okay. So one, data is collecting. Here, the package will do it for you. Feed the data, package will do it for you. So that's all in the IT sense. Bayesian optimization is what I just explained. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The narrative and how you apply it on the package. Of course, Pythonic packages, Bayesian package import பண்ணிட்டு டக்குன்னு use the function. It will tell you what the max minimum is and which point it is. அவ்வளவுதான் ஆச்சு.
Mm-hmm.
The applicability of it, how the narrative fits in, and what steps you do, step by step you do over. So Bayesian optimization is what I just mentioned. Of course, I went off topic. Just pulling that part. So this is one of the data science concepts.
I'm waiting for your book to be published.
That course is there, all that is there, but basically where it applies is what I alluded to briefly. But yeah, there's a course itself, but inside that I would have talked about it in the course also, and the book is also there. Data science course, but the platform, I know not here. Book, my book, okay, DSS book. All my edits gone across the years, but in here there is something based, I would have written somewhere. Let's look at the latest up one. I stop somewhere here, right? Okay, let's go back to 2021. One moment. Let's see where that. I changed the name. Data science simplified it. So this is clustering, boosting, rich, Bayesian optimization, chapter 7. Okay. So you can do brute force search. That is, if I have a 25 by 25, I can drill holes in all the data metric points. That's brute force. You find it with brute approach. Random is there. That means I go random walk algorithm. You know the random walk algorithm. I start here, I randomly walk to some block. Okay. I turn left, turn right. That's a random algorithm. Multi-arm bandits, this is an algorithm. How do I mean, if I go to Vegas, I have 3-4 slot machines. How do I have 100 pins or 100 coins? Okay, let's say I have $1,000. Okay, and I'm going into Vegas. Okay, which slot machine will maximize my return? It can apply like that. Biostatistics. Okay, this is, I don't want to go right there right now. It's too deep. Oil exploration. It's used in biostatistics to do DNA sequencing. Okay. Oil exploration. I just gave the example there. Where do I mine? Search. A submarine went down in. Basically, search is like this. A submarine went down in deep sea. You got
It happened recently.
Who is it? Okay.
Recently it happened, no? 1 year back.
Oh, sad. So immediately, search and rescue has got 25 square miles. Roughly, they plotted this area is where it is. But where? In a 25 square miles, where do I start? I have to find the submarine the fastest method. Right? So you employ this Bayesian optimization to get to simple. There is a exploitation and exploration component. Okay. So you start with a black box function. This function which you're trying to maximize or minimize is called a black box function. You immediately apply a Gaussian on that. Okay, Gaussian sample and create an objective function. Okay, optimize the acquisition function based on the expected improvement. So then it takes the mean. This is standard deviation, exploitation, exploration. Okay, Simple. Everything gravitates to mean. Okay, to some extent that. Okay, that's the philosophy. So mean. Then how much should I explore? Okay, unknown. This is a variant. How much of that mean I should exploit? இதோட ரெண்டும் சேர்த்து ஒரு function. You cross that and create a function. Okay. And then you put it some cross validation data. So in 10 steps of iteration, the model will identify where the min or the max is. You can search for lost objects. You can use it in financial portfolio optimization, oil exploration. All this uses Bayesian optimization. It does not scale beyond 20 parameters. What are the parameters? Learning rates, all that. Okay. So these are in the concept தெரிஞ்சிட்டோம்னா then இந்த packages இருக்குங்க. SIGOPT, Scikit Optimize, HyperOpt, GPyOpt.
These are all Python modules, huh?
These are all provider packages, Python modules. Every package has the same Bayesian optimization. So in the run, what happens? First step inga thodungo, mean max. Okay. It'll again second iteration, third iteration, fourth iteration, abdinu the plotla. They'll know where they. So this is a Gaussian process and a utility function. Or function எடுத்துட்டு they'll apply Gaussian. The standard and mean and standard deviation apply பண்ணிட்டு okay. They'll get to one first iteration here.
So இது புரியறதுக்கு ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வந்து நான் இது படிக்கணும்ல இந்த Gaussian என்னன்னு படிக்கணும் அப்புறம் Bayesian
simple okay I make it easy for you. That's my task. Okay, as a teacher I make it easy for you, so that you don't need to lift heavy. Gaussian na summa 6 sigma அவ்வளவுதான்.
6 sigma
இந்த 6 sigma இந்த பாயிண்ட்ல அப்ளை பண்ணிட்டே போறாங்க. Okay, so that is what it is doing. At one point, and the 6 sigma la enna irukku or mean irukku or standard deviation irukku 3 sigmas on both sides irukku avladhan. Okay, so basic thought process is entire almost 99% of items will fall under 6 sigma. Where the mean is at one point, 3 standard deviations to the right is
or left.
Left. Okay, so on the first run of the mean and standard deviation land you at the second red point. Okay. Second iteration, third, and the way multiple iterations, they'll identify where the max or the min is. They take the Gaussian and apply on the utility function. After 9 steps, they know where the max. I have to go into the detail, but let not bore you the detail. It is in action here. This is a live site. Data, it's just slowly this will emerge. Okay. And then, so here think we are trying, the submarine went down here. The first run. Okay, did I zoom it sufficiently?
I see it. Yeah.
Predicted mean. Okay. This is a target function. If the day changes, finally the function after so many runs is here to identify. You search for the submarine here more than any other place. So it's the fastest, it's one of the fastest search. Okay. So this has a live site also. I've written some gyan about it just to make it simplified. Once you identify output, you can improve on the model further with cross-validation to optimize and fine-tune it. This manner is known as Bayesian search. Locate a ship from deep sea drone. What I have done in the book is not, it made it in a story like it can be easily understood. If you drown in the mathematics, it's not the right approach.
You should just apply it. You should not get into the theorem part of it.
You have to, if you read the book here, you know what is going on at a simple manner, then take the literature. Okay, so see, you can learn this subject by diving in, wherein you lift the heavy mathematics. Even after years, you will not know what is going on.
Oh.
Right. So
Correct.
what happened in I know these are the tools, but I don't know what really happened. The meaning of that, if you understood, the functional story narrative, if you understand, then it fits that learning in your head. Then you look at things. Oh, that is the minima. This is the stochastic gradient descent. It will be more meaningful. The whole book is written with a narrative storytelling mode so that the meaning is made easy. Then you look at, there is no heavy lifting in the book at all. Once you read the story, this is the moral of the story. You understand easy. Then you start looking into the mathematics. Then you go into the computer, okay, or the programming side. Then it's so easy, okay. Of course, at the whole, you don't start with this narrative. Typically, people go into the Greek and the Latin, bury themselves in that and all that.
Sigma, rho. Sigma, I equal to 1
and then
to
they
n.
come out with they have doubts now, they don't understand, they get discouraged. That's
They exit.
they exit or they get stuck. The learning rate goes for a toss. Okay. This is what happens. Even ask me, Prabhu, I buried myself so much into it, I never understood hyperparameter optimization for a long time. Then I had to deal with it in my mind, then look content, follow some PhD fellows, postings, content, literature, then only, what is a hyperparameter? So if you dive into the mathematics straight on, that the concept has to be first picked. In teaching, I lay down the concept first so that it crystallizes the story first. In anything, you have to be able to tell a story. If you are a good storyteller, then you get that story first and then lead people into the concept, and then the mathematics and the compute can become easy. If you start into the mathematics and then the mathematicians have come to the compute not knowing, all that is difficult. Okay. Our one of our classmates, Hari Krishnan.
Yeah. He works in Etihad, no?
Etihad, Emirates, I don't know, Etihad somewhere, right?
Emeritus, sorry. இன்னொன்னு இருக்கு துபாயில இருக்கேப்பா.
துபாயில என்ன இருக்கு? எமிரேட்ஸ்.
எமிரேட்ல தான். அவன் பொண்ணு இங்க யுஎஸ்ல படிச்ச மெடிசின் படிக்க வந்திருக்கான்னு சொன்னான். கம்ப்யூட்டர் சயின்ஸ் படிக்க வந்திருக்கான். கரெக்டா?
அவன் he went into MS statistics before, right? So right away he got into where it matters. And today, I mean, last year I met him. He was interested to I tried to get him into some class itself. But he has projects. Believe me, he is into advanced statistics like never before. Okay.
நான் அவன்கிட்ட பேசினேன்ப்பா. 1 hour பேசினேன் நான் போன வருஷம் 23ல.
Yeah, same here. I met him in person. We went out of that place. We were walking and talking around the block. Nice. He had some things. What he is doing is very amazing. Huh? Okay. Do you know what he is doing?
He's doing, I know, this machine learning and the predictions. Airline.
Correct.
வந்துட்டு சொன்னான். சுதர்ஷனை பேச வச்சான் அவன்கிட்ட. சுதர்ஷன் பேசினான்.
Very good. Very good.
That time அந்த காலேஜ்ல வந்து ஸ்டாட்டிஸ்டிக்ஸ் எடுத்து படிக்கிறதா மேக்ஸ் எடுத்து படிக்கிறதா அப்படி ஒரு கொஸ்டின் இருந்துச்சு. ஸ்டாட்டிஸ்டிக்ஸ் ஒரு பார்த்துருந்தது. எனிவே it was too much for my son. I told you first study basic math, அப்புறம் பார்க்கலாம்னு சொல்லி விட்டுட்டேன்.
That's a very good decision. See, அவன் இப்ப என்ன பண்றான்னா, across 140 destinations, the airline is flying the matrix of 140 destinations. அப்போ x-axis 140, y-axis 140, start and end destinations. Across about 10 parameters, like including things like seat positions in the aircraft, they have to predict the price. They can sell and maximize the yield. Ticket of the same seat is based on time, the position in the airline, where the seat is, and all that. In the seat, what is the price they put which will sell? That is the basic prediction. And very huge compute custom servers வச்சு ஓட்டுறாங்க என்னமோ பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க statisticians no they're not software folks. So he was talking about it, but I don't think Oracle, I don't know, Oracle may not be in also. Some places even Oracle is like a kid. Because industry rules, right?
It's different. Industry rules, yeah. That is the area of business consulting. You are a technology company.
Correct. So he's been doing it for years. Okay. He easily, I don't know, he's a doctor probably, right? He could have taken doctorate also, but I'm not sure. But he is working. For past so many years, he is there only. Emirates or Etihad, I don't know which one it is. Etihad.
I'll tell you. Emirates only.
Emirates, right? He is in Dubai.
The one in Dubai, yeah.
Emirates.
Etihad is Abu Dhabi, right?
And he uses the statistical software R. Because R origin.
R programming.
R programming is used by statistician. They brought R to software, and R in R language is there. Yeah. R language, but I give some intro in the book also. You see. R is also covered in my book. In the book, I have to come out, but it's too vast. It's the whole objective is to make it simplified. But wait, I'll see R.
அப்ப 2 இதுவா போட
அப்படி பண்ணலாம்ல. Okay.
இல்ல யூடியூப் ஷார்ட்ஸ் போட அஜி.
YouTube shorts பண்ணலாம். Okay. It goes into too many things. Bayesian somewhere.
இந்த காலத்துல நீ புக் எல்லாம் யூடியூப் ஷார்ட் தான் போடும்.
YouTube
போட்டோ 2 minutes போட்டுட்டே இருக்கு கட.
புக் கூட வீடியோ introduction to R.
Why don't you start a YouTube channel for இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய இருக்குன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். ஏன்னா I don't see it whatever you're saying, right? Like you call people and make them talk. It's a very niche market. It won't be like massive. You need membership and all that. அதை வச்சு நீ you know what, you can't
this
you will have a class, you won't have a mass followers.
My thoughts here is it's still not plateaued. Okay, this is with PhDs mostly. Commoditize varnuna, it's a long way. I think these are things, as I went in, so many things I put into the notes. This became, then I had the thought of people were asking, because இது இப்போ ஒரு course எடுத்தோன்னா data science is there. Okay, data science is there. It's getting people interested in a certain segment. But shortly, I mean, there is a lack of resources. Okay, so that gap it can address. Data science and not everybody is dived into it, right? Mainstream IT is there. This is the AI side, and not everyone. People course wise also, if you see now, some select people. It's one of the high end courses. Now they're talking of mainstream, and they attempted many times to take it, but in the
publish பண்ணுவா. I'll buy your book. Publish பண்ணு. I want to read.
Okay.
எனக்கு அந்த மாதிரி பேசிக்கா அந்த ஒரு ஃபர்ஸ்ட் படிக்கும்போது first you need a 5000 feet view.
Exactly.
Then you need a 500 feet view.
Yeah.
Then a worm's eye view. அப்படிதான் என்னால படிக்க முடியும். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஹை லெவல் என்னன்னு தெரியும்.
That is a correct approach. That's a correct approach.
நம்ம யூடியூப் கோர்ஸ்லாம் போனா எல்லாமே worm's eye view தான்.
ஆமா.
எடுத்தோட அடிச்சிருவான். என்னடா ஒண்ணும் புரியாது. சரி மூடிட்டு வந்துரும் அவ்வளவுதான். எவ்வளவு கோர்ஸ் வாங்கியிருக்கேன், வேஸ்ட் பண்ணிருக்கேன்.
Oh, I see. I am happy to give this book to you.
நான் இயர் அண்ட் ஷட் டவுன் இருக்கு எனக்கு 15 days. நான் உன் புக்கு படிக்கிறேன், வாங்கி படிக்கிறேன்.
What do you want to pay? I have not put.
I will குருதட்சிணா இல்லாம மண்டையில எது ஏறாது. I will read it and I'll make notes and oh wonderful, yeah, சூப்பரா இருக்கு.
Gradient descent, boosting, ridge, lasso, market basket optimization, Bayesian. I just went into Bayesian very briefly, right? So it talks about it. There is no heavy lifting anywhere, believe me. Maybe
அதுதான்
very less.
நல்லா இருக்கும், அதுதான் நல்லா
The-
இருக்கும். ஆனா
yeah.
பட் யூ ஷுட் வயர் ஒன் வித் தி அதர்.
Uh,
ஹை லெவல்ல இருந்தாலும் ஷுட் நோ ஹவ் டு வயர் இட்.
maybe you read it and you review it.
I'll give you feedback.
Yeah, please. That way I'm happy. See, earlier some authors I tried to reach out and said, can you review? And then I took some feedback from those authors who had done YouTube videos and podcasts like that. They were telling you have to land exactly where it is to land, not even close, right? So then that sort of accuracy is required to even put the book. But the book can be understood for a layman. That's the whole idea. Okay. See, predicting house prices, predicting HR, predicting artwork prices, cancer prediction. Even the surgeons came looking for this. My cousin, who is a distant relative, but he is quite close here. He stays in Bangalore. He is now doing this cancer prediction as a part of that startup. His first startup was doing food delivery. Okay. Then now he is into this cancer prediction, working with the cancer surgeons. Yeah. இது படிச்சேன்னா புரியுமா? புரியுற மாதிரி தான் எழுதியிருக்கேன். I have not used too many Greek. I have made it
Latin.
Greek or Latin simplified to get the narrative. Okay. Of course, I go into detail at the level to which it has to bother. Of course, rest can go into deeper. That's there. But made it clear at a simplified manner. இங்கெல்லாம் போனால் கொஞ்சம் heavy lifting. Reinforcement, Bellman, policy gradient, but I still try to keep it simple. This is what's used by the AI reinforcement learning. Basically, this is one which beat the Go player in the game Go. No, the main player, Google DeepMind, beat him. This is that thing. This is that part. Okay, it uses this Bellman Q policy gradient. This is the latest, in fact. Latest since 2 years back, right? TD3, then the even later. It's evolving. Okay, it's as close to the next scientific publication which comes. Okay, each of that algorithm is pulled out. Then goes into R. Then 2 specializations, I go into some level. Okay. Credit risk modeling, value at risk. This is Nobel laureates here, Merton model. Okay. And this is Moody's. You know Moody's? No, they do the
Moody.
and then I go into all what is there. Credit risk modeling. I've put these contents after taking deep down courses. This one was what's that guy, Italian? From him, I did the course, then I created these things. Then bioinformatics. Each of this I have done my own courses to understand what it is, and I've kept the prospective learner in mind and written this book. That's my whole. This is bioinformatics. It has got DNA algorithms, translation. Right at this point, some level of bioinformatics. Okay. At this point was where they gave one PhD at that time. I mean, Nobel. One lady in LA, I think Bay Area, she won the Nobel Prize 2021, I think. Yeah, for her CRISPR sequencing. He has a team of scientists, gene sequencing, they found the CRISPR sequencing. She got the Nobel Prize. In fact, she had a team. Of course, when they say under that, there are some scientists working under the person. CRISPR-Cas9 sequencing. So I made whatever from a IT perspective is required, I put it. And the domain has been added for the background and all that to understand. Then chatbots. We talked about chatbots the other day. I think that's where it is. So how many pages are there already? I don't know. There's 342 pages.
342 is okay.
Yes,
Maybe you can applications வந்து நீ தனியா இன்னொரு பேஜ்ல போட்டு விட்டுறலாம்.
Okay. Yeah, feel free to
தனியா bookல போட்டு விட்டுறலாம்.
completely review this and give me some pointers also. AI for music is there. I got in touch with one PhD, Valero, in Italy. He is a music PhD, our own composition la vachirukam. He breaks it down very well into the data AI aspects. The AI for music, I put it as some short right up there. This is where the fast Fourier transformation, the whale modeling.
Fourier transforms.
Yeah, this is a transformer architecture. See, anything what you need to know with softmax. So these things are there. So if you go dive straight into, without some intro to it, it would be difficult. So my objective of making it easy was just like narrative stories. Simple way, we already know something. I fit that to understand this. Okay, so that's then I also deal with the code. Code-wise, this is doing some things. We had a sentiment analysis. Code-wise, Pythonic da ella. Where there is some transformer architecture, where it is doing sentiment analysis here. But transformers, I go into details. We are going backward. Okay, going back. What is it? We shall know a word by the company it keeps. It's very nicely put, because the neighboring word by the company it keeps.
Contextual.
So context, the neighboring word இது predict பண்ணு what is going to fill. அப்படிதான் அந்த modeling vector word to vector model has been question. அது அந்த you know that talking horse, right? The horse. There is a horse. This is a chatbot. இருக்கு அந்த have you heard that one? Earlier, this horse could talk and that, and ஒரு பேர் கூட வச்சாங்க, became popular. Horses have some intelligence, so talking horse, something like that. The horse which could do mathematics, right? This see, this horse in the earlier 1900 clever hands. Have you come across clever hands? No. The clever hands could do arithmetic and mathematics. That all. So this horse became very popular. I'm showing you Wikipedia, so there is absolute record. So this gentleman, Wilhelm von Osten in Germany, he brought his animal to light, where horse could do advanced compute. So basically, animals can have some intelligence. Smart hands, clever hands. The AI. Okay. Clever hands could tell square root by touching 4 times, and that all. He could he taught the horse, and the horse could do the mathematics. As these days, even now in some animal shows, animals come and prove, the dog will do the compute, it will take the correct card on that. See, the clever ants at that time could give, there was even suspicion, there was suspicion that he is taking some clues and all that. The author is giving clues, but the owner is giving clues, but that is not really true. Owner was not giving clues. The horse was taught mathematics and it was able to compute. So the horse became popular and they took the horse all around. Some scientists came and identified what really was going on, but horse was doing mathematics only. Yeah. So it became popular to perform arithmetic and intellectual tasks in 1907. Okay.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So
Never came across this.
so maybe
It just shows my browsing habits, actually.
So actually, AI is filling that gap, the next word, by this algorithm. So to get to the simplified thing, and that is a book. Okay. So it's all predicting with some language models. Okay. Word to vector models and all that. So AI is doing that part. So it's covered here in terms of what the book chatbots, it's covered. Word to vector, all that is covered. This were whatever I learned, I put it into the book and made it simplified. And it's can say it goes through from basics to the advanced. Okay.
டார்கெட் ஆடியன்ஸ் யாரு உனக்கு இதுக்கு?
அதான் அங்கதான் இருக்குது. ஏன்னா people on, if you from my experience, இப்ப ERP-ல ஒருத்தன் எடுக்கிறதுக்கு என்ன கஷ்டப்பட வேண்டியது. இதுல என்னன்னா டேட்டா சயின்சஸ்ல பிஹெச்டிஸ் இருக்கும். ஓகே. டார்கெட்னா இப்போ ரீசென்ட்லி இஃப் யூ சி த என்டையர் மேத்தமேட்டிக்ஸ் கிரன்ச் பண்ண முடியாது. ஸோ வாட் த ஏஐ folks who have to do doing data science will have to go hire the PhDs who spend 10 years or whatever into the underlying, okay, learning the mathematics and all, and then going into the AI. Now the book and the course objective is to go introduce the concepts of the AI, and in that I've gone into dealing with the fundamentals required for the AI, gone into it, and the mathematics required, and then taken it to the advanced, okay, like the optimization, forecasting. இது எல்லாமே ஒரு ஆளு பிடிக்க முடியாது ஈஸிலி.
பிடிக்க முடியாது. ஸ்ப்ரெட் ரொம்ப ஸ்ப்ரெட் இருக்கு.
ஸ்ப்ரெட் இருக்கு. ஸ்ப்ரெட்ல கிளாசிஃபை பண்றது வந்து பேசிக், தென் கேன் சே அட்வான்ஸ். பேசிக், இன்டர்மீடியட், அட்வான்ஸ் அப்படி பண்ணலாம். And advanced level, you taking applications and applying. Okay. Cases. The book covers some the ideas. You go into some case studies and all that. இதுல டார்கெட் ஆடியன்ஸ் பிஹெச்டி தான். மினிமம் ஒரு லெவல்ல இருக்கணும். அது கிடைக்கல. ஈவன் இந்த இடம் கோர்ஸ் அப்ப இன்ட்ரோடியூஸ் பண்ணும்போது they'll first sit with interviewing that fellow before the course. If he is at some level only, he can benefit. Total beginner na, it will be like, yeah, simplified, but it's like how to give an equivalent. Not ஐஐடியில் சொல்லி கொடுத்துருக்க மாதிரி டைரக்டா ஒருத்தனை போட்டானா you'll not survive.
இல்ல, இப்போ I have to see if I have to set a curriculum for which this can be a reference textbook, what will it be? AI for beginners or AI for
AI 3 levels இதுல இருக்கு. இதுல 3 levels இருக்கு. Beginner, intermediate, cutting edge. Can say no, even 4 levels இருக்கு. Beginner இருக்கு, intermediate இருக்கு, advanced, and then cutting edge. Because not between advanced and cutting edge there is still a gap. Okay. So I can see that the 4 levels are there. Advanced is some advanced. Okay. இப்போ பார்த்தீங்கன்னா Optimization is advanced. Association rule mining is advanced. Cutting edge means you're taking it to further level with fast Fourier or even taking music, applying it to DNA, applying it to bioinformatics, applying it to credit risk modeling. அதெல்லாம் cutting edge. Okay. மார்க்கெட்ன்றது ஒரு market modeling-ன்றது not even I've talked to some I mean over chat I got in touch with some folks who are PhDs. The PhD some of them just they don't want to get into cutting edge. They already burned 10 years into deep down research of that area, their area. So from advanced to the cutting edge, not everybody is going there to the cutting edge. Yeah, the cutting edge my God, where it will come to use Nobel laureates, right? If you go to the advanced, you'll know that from the advanced to the cutting edge, not everybody goes in. Yeah. So here some making that simplified is what I've done. What I'm
that's
saying
understand.
is,
but who is the consumer? Like I read this book,
good,
and tomorrow I apply it in my profession, or I read this book and I apply for jobs, where a portion of what I read will be used in my on which I will expand and research more. You get that right? What I'm
consumer is for a total beginner only. Yeah.
Beginner only. Yeah.
Beginner
or curious.
Curious.
Or
everywhere
or people with the mid-career crisis who want to change their line. They want to understand what is
they
this.
They can benefit definitely. Yeah. If they want to turn to data sciences, yes, this book will make a difference. Wherein it, I can say it reduces some 4 years into few months. Into few months. Yeah. Meaning if you do this, it might take some few, like Python or Django, we're doing 2 months, right? It might spread across more. Okay. I'm willing to even pilot it with you, but we might go into, let's take for the discussion, let's say it goes 6 months. That 6 months is a summarization of 4 years.
Yeah. I get it. Okay. Udemy-ல போடு அஜி கோர்ஸ் போடு. Udemy-ல கோர்ஸ் போடு.
கரெக்ட் டார்கெட் இல்லாம கோர்சஸ் அப்படியே Udemy-ல
டிசைன் பண்ண கூட அப்படியே உட்கார்ந்திருக்கும்.
அப்படியே உட்கார்ந்திருக்கு.
இல்ல கீவேர்ட் சர்ச் வச்சு தான அவங்க கோர்ஸே சூஸ் பண்றாங்க.
பட் இதுல Udemy-ல பார்த்தேன்னா people who have been like 4-5 years, they are like they're ruling. Like if you see the ones whom I learned from, they gone into blockchain. Even I did blockchain also. Blockchain 2 courses I've done. Okay, one from these same data folks whom I showed, Kirill and Hadlan, because they're IT guys. They're IT based. Another blockchain course I did from edX. Learning, there is no limit. You can learn any day. Anytime you have a habit of a continuous learner, that's the one you can build on. My thoughts here are for the beginner.
நீ ட்ரெய்னரா தான் போணும்னு பாக்குறியா ஜி? நீயே இவ்வளவு நாலேஜ் வச்சு நீயே ஒரு consulting, or you start your own area of work, no? Why do you want to be a trainer?
No, see, actually my focus is twofold. Market demand வருது வச்சு தான் I'm doing. Though I have some, see, if you see on what I recently have is one focus is into training, and the root of that is bridging the gap where this academic degree holders who mugged up things have come out falling on my feet and telling, I don't know anything, please help. Okay, M-Tech. That are those folks. Two, where that guy should be in terms of where the software developer role is. That is the primary gap I am addressing. So that helps somebody get a job. It makes a career happen, right? That is the other side. I am even one segment comes at women after marriage, career has hit a roadblock. She M.Tech computer science,
Housewife.
two children. I
Wants to
even
restart.
So that side is a segment. Okay. I mean, there are some folks in my course who have done with kid itself. The kid is crying. I let them be in the class. I will say, like we have to pacify the kid. That's how things go on. But there are people who benefited like that. So the other segment, there are totally 5 segments, Prabhu. The other segment is where Sudarshan is. Okay. At yesterday, we had 2 students who have gone ahead with the parent was also there. Java juniors. Okay. So that segment is a junior segment. Okay. So one segment is the very aspiring junior segment. Okay. Another segment is where the job seeker segment, where he's like an M.Tech or B.Tech graduate level, trying to get to that first job. Okay. That one. Third segment is women. Okay. Fourth segment is the corporate. Okay. Where I've given ASM Technologies. They are a semiconductor company here in Bangalore, Richmond Circle Main Road, main branch. And they hired some folks. They took a Python course from me. Okay. 12 of them were in Namakkal, Salem. So they attended online. Okay. Few here. Together one batch, 2 months I did that course. So corporate segment is there. And the final...
company ஆரம்பிக்க கூடாது.
No, I am doing it like this. One
training இல்ல. நான் சொல்றது வந்து இண்டஸ்ட்ரி. நீயே ஒரு இவ்வளவு சர்ச் டெக்னிக் வச்சு ஏதாச்சும் ஒரு சர்ச் பண்ண.
Consulting la, see, the demand is coming from various location. Okay. The ERP or exposure ERP demand is there. Okay. I have some prospects and some people who are running their manufacturing. They want to do Odoo. I have them in the circles. Okay. I have from IT companies like 100, 200 member folks who are who have their own company, but they want to do implement in their target markets. That's also there. Except it's like it's in some they have met up with me a few times over Third Way Cafe and all that. I've helped them, introduce them, all that.
அந்த training budget இருக்கா?
Training budget அவங்ககிட்ட ட்ரைனிங்ன்றது is when it comes to the bridge only they'll cross. See, that's how it is. What here I am talking is take one more prospect. He is actually he's in aerospace tech park. They change bio waste into energy, and that equipment they are providing. Okay. That CEO, he wants to implement ERP. Okay, CRM and all. So in that okay, so I have a consulting and training focus. Please, it is not just mere training focus alone. See, all the time I was in consulting, reusable content and learning, providing to knowledge artifacts, knowledge articles. Knowledge management has been part of the consulting itself. Okay. So even so they have to contribute some knowledge assets to create a reusable asset database for that. So knowledge management has been focused. Training and knowledge management has been the focus. Okay. But that is something which is one stream, one focus, whereas consulting has been main focus. Okay. Implementation consulting. Okay. So implementation
அதான்
consulting.
நீயே ஒரு இண்டஸ்ட்ரி சூஸ் பண்ணி நான் அதுக்கு நீ ஒரு மாடல் லேர்னிங் மாடல் இது பண்ணி நீயே வந்து ஒரு பிசினஸ் மாதிரி நடந்த.
No, actually at the moment I do my own consulting only. Okay. For the past few years I'm doing like this. In the last one, my previous org pulled me into consulting when they got a project. This was for the Caribbean central banks. So I get pulled into the consulting and I do also have the training focus. Okay. Either way, the services offered by me are more, mainly these. Other ones are there. Other ones, the guy who's giving me the platform, right? He runs a company himself and he says that I have so many hiring requirements. He pay, as we speak, we have Python, Django, all these job postings. And he only offered the Django project. I mean, he's got one product which he's taken it to one level. He wants Django developer to work on it. Okay. So that project, that product, he's agreed to give me to the training to fit. Like what we're doing now will culminate there. You can work on a live project. Thereby, it will give you a project work along with this. Okay, that's how I envisioned this course also. Okay, that's there. So things like that also come. Okay, whatever comes at random also, Prabhu. I don't go actively.
Obviously.
I don't go actively seeking. The next day, it's a next deal. A big deal comes in. Things are going like this. Okay. Now, even my former team members who worked under me, they are available and they're in touch. Okay. So, ஒருத்தன் வந்து 150 மெம்பர் கம்பெனியில் போய் டைரக்டராக சேர்ந்துருக்கான். அவன் வந்து டே பிஃபோர் on Friday he called me, Ajit, they want to become an Oracle partner. Okay, so I directed him to the right contacts inside Oracle. In that, see, for me, there are so many of my previous contacts who are in positions for whom they are not anything into software. They are either on hardware side, they don't know apps. So the entire apps comes to me only. It rolls. அவனுக்கு டீல் எடுத்தான்னா I am his role, literally, like that. So he'll tell Ajit, what should I do? அந்த மாதிரி இருக்காங்க. They are sitting in other companies. Either they got project, they're looking for resources, okay, or they don't know, they have a deal, what to do next. All that comes to me only. Okay. So I support like this. When the deal happens, we operate and we source. That's how things are planned and all that. Any
you know one thing, I had one maintenance window at 9:30.
You were telling
I forgot.
That, no?
I forgot about it completely. Talking to you, seeing your book, no, that maintenance window is completed. Okay, that guy thought that I am not available. He finished it also and noted me. I said, sorry, I was actually stuck in another call and it's over. Nothing. Actually, what I'm saying is so interesting. I didn't know the passage of time. We can talk. I have no problem. Only for you, it will be late. I have no problem.
Yeah, it's 10 here. I would like
for
to...
me, it's I sleep at 12. I have no problem. I'm just telling you.
No, I mean,
I just saw the message in the chat. No, only.
See, this has a slight overlap in terms of we tend to move away, right? That
we tend to
because we know each other. Yeah, because for me, I'm sitting too long. I don't even have a break. That's the only problem. But no problem. We'll try to wrap it up. The
எனக்கு
point
இப்பதான் ஃப்ரீ.
is, yeah. Point is,
That is what I'm saying is now it's over. No problem.
see, one thing I see is you are very curious. You're interested to learn things. Not everybody is in the same boat. I tell you, there are some 400 member community in the next confident block. I campaign through some manner. People are, I mean, of course, they have some Onam events or the. Not everybody is in a way they are interested to learn stuff. That's the because this training is one stream of focus which I have. There are even people who come forward to help, like Jeevan. I mean, Jeevan's actually he is like you can say like 2 decades of Oracle implementation. He's pretty strong here, man. That guy is now entering the training through me. Okay, so he's excited as well to teach. Basically, yeah, this Java program, feel free to spread the word. If for me, my entire US students are word of the mouth. Purely word of the mouth.
I'll tell. I know a lot of guys who want to study. And for them, this works out fine, actually, this method, than Udemy.
Because hands-on it sticks. Others courses like Udemy, the challenge there is people start, they just get lost somewhere and they just
இல்லப்பா
get
கிளாஸ்
stuck.
இருந்தா தான் படிப்போம். புரியுதா உனக்கு? கிளாஸ் இருந்தா தான் படிப்போம். இல்லாட்டி சரி நாளைக்கு பாத்துக்கலாம் அப்படின்னு விட்டுருவோம். அது ஒரு இது இருக்கு.
No, one of the key challenges in this Udemy like online platform, not everybody gets to finish the course. That's the challenge.
Yeah, I have signed up myself. I have signed up at least 40 courses, 30 courses I would have signed up. I would have completed only 10, not even 10, 7, 8 only I would have fully completed. That means I really mastered content. More, those will be more like dialogue flow and which are related to my work. Okay. And the other ones, some of them I started, I would have the first chapter only, I know, okay, this is not for me.
I see.
It's like just because you buy a book, you don't need to read the book. அந்த மாதிரி நிறைய விட்டுட்டு இருக்கேன்.
Okay.
அப்புறம் வந்து
it happens, yeah. So I mean, whereas in a live class you learn, and when you learn hands-on, it sticks because you are practicing code and you're able to relate to the finer line by line what's happening at this step. So it's a step-by-step approach.
Yeah. Actually, today I got a very good idea of your the layout. The more and more you see the layout, view, URL, அது கண்டிப்பா பார்க்க தான் அது புரியுது.
Correct. What happens line by line is explained hands-on. That's the way.
It is like a circle. See, the Django is like a circle. Okay. There is no starting point. Okay. See, there's no starting point in a circle, right? You touch anywhere from there. You have to go around. You'll come back to the same point.
Right.
It's like a circle. It's a straight line. Okay, I'll say, okay, let me start learning from here. I'll graduate here. But here, this Django pack, this is called there, that is called here, that is called here, and again back here to the first part, right?
Exactly.
It's like that's what I'm saying.
Right. And we'll continue because API is
next Friday. Next Friday, Aji. Saturday. Okay. Saturday, Friday is fine for me. Okay. And I'm getting into the shutdown mode, right? We are leaning out. Actually, I was in one big program. I was the only guy in the program, and a couple of engineers here, and one big team in India for me. And we had, I told you, right? We had 3-4 platforms inside the cloud. Okay. And all the guys have now moved. So one platform after another, we moved people to 2.0. And that is our latest platform, WebEx Contact Center 2.0. Now everybody is in 2.0. Okay.
Okay.
So the last customer, only this Monday, we migrated.
I see. Okay.
Okay, so now my role is changing. My until like last 3-4 years, I was just doing migration. Okay.
Migrations. Huh? Oh, okay.
Now that is over.
Hmm.
They asked me. They had given me a very low key role. Now, low key means I know the job very well, but I don't. It's more accounting job. Vasuli, getting money transfers and all that. And of course, you have to know the domain for you to jump in and support also. So like that. Now I have a lot of time. Now I am going to get my second job. Okay. I'll Django will be, I'll learn Django now next 2-3 weeks.
Okay.
Okay. And Django will be my next job. I'm
Excellent.
by Jan, I should be able to probably have a good handle on your this one.
Sounds good.
And I'll ask you for a job. Okay. I ask me means what to start scouting for that. Okay.
Okay. Excellent. So feel free to spread the word and give some feedback on LinkedIn. I don't know.
Yeah, I can do that. I can do that.
Yeah.
I'll ask
few.
my son has a profile in LinkedIn. I'll ask him to put a.
Oh, yeah.
He'll be more. Yeah, I'll ask him to do it.
Both of you can give some feedback.
I can do for you. He will do for the Java program.
Okay. And the Java program, I will discuss with Jeevan. Okay. How for this program, how do you want to pay? Like, since you're a existing known customer.
You tell me, I'll pay that much. I have no problem. I'll just pay you, Ajay. Just check with him because he's involved. You are involved.
Right.
Just tell me how you want. Monthly basis is good because I want him to study for the for next 5-6 months at least till the end of that June, July.
Okay.
He has to, and I tell you right. You take him in that certification part, right? In the product certification part. Okay.
Excellent. I will discuss with the Jeevan. Okay.
And tell me how you have to structure, what is the fee, when what the classes, what is the training age, everything. Okay.
Excellent. Okay, Prabhu. Yeah, I will wrap it up here. Is that fine?
Yeah, we'll wrap it up here. No issues.
Because it's a long haul.
I'm going to make someone write my own code, and I'll check with you again on some of my own applications.
Feel free to try this. Okay. I think I've given this GJPR.
Yeah. This I already uploaded. I'll try little tweaking here and there and playing around with this.
Correct. Yeah. And the recording will be available. Okay. Let me just end the session at that time. The recording can. It takes some time. It'll upload.
Yeah. It takes some time, right? Yeah. No issues.
Okay. Shall we wrap it up now?
Yeah. Bye, Ajay.
Okay.
Take care.
Thank you.
Have a nice weekend.
Yeah. You too. Have a nice weekend. Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah. Okay. Bye.